Are robots going to take over computer repair? Are we going to be able to actually replace skilled workers that use hand tools and their intelligence and just their knowledge from the last maybe 15 to 30 years and just fixing computers? Maybe. Is it going to happen now? No. When will it happen? I predict, and you can mark your calendar for this, but I predict 2045 to 2050, we're going to start seeing a lot of robots actually fixing computers. So who's doing it now? I mean, if you look at the cars, you look at Tesla, you look at Toyota, you look at all the car manufacturers are doing mundane types of fixes and replacements of everything from engines to windows to car doors. So you see everything like that happening right now. The thing is, robots are great with these sort of routine tasks. So you have the routine tasks, you have, the sort of like precision, let's go ahead with that. So if you equate that or just, use computer repairs or tech as an analogy of what can be done in that realm, I look at iPhone replacements. Surely in China, there are factories right now that are just swapping out and building iPhones for Apple, among other, types of manufacturers. So obviously China might not be doing a lot of them right now, but they used to. But the point is, all of these sort of, just do this kind of, isolated part for whether it's an iPhone, whether it's a car, and the computer manufacturers surely are using robots to aid them in these swap outs. So when the manufacturers like HP, Dell, and other PC manufacturers are essentially just building their computers, they're using arms of robots to start, putting these together. So taking a step back, we definitely have computer AI in effect, for tier 1. So if you are looking to fix a computer, if you're looking for support as a help desk, you definitely have tier 1, which could be simply, I need to reset my password, or my printer's not working, things like that. So that's in effect today as sort of that buffer of, those initial, we call it, the user issues where, maybe the user forgot the password, it's sort of user related, they goofed and just didn't remember how to do something. So these cookie cutter sort of like guides that can be actually set up for users are already being done right now, and these are being done through help desk. So ServiceNow, we have different types of Zoho or certain types of CRMs that actually are building in within their updates that they have these AIs that are set up, and they're not totally customizable, but at the same time, it can read through some of the knowledge bases that you provide. The point is, logically, software-wise, there is AI already being set up. Now, getting to the root of the matter here, hardware repairs. So yes, they'll definitely be done in the future. I give it from this point, 2040 to 2060, we're going to start seeing more of that, certainly by the manufacturers. As always, whenever there's just an industry adoption, it's much more expensive to start. So the manufacturers who have deeper pockets are going to be the ones that are going to be working with these first. And so definitely for the builds, full builds, I see it happening. In terms of repairs, screen replacements, things that are very common, keyboard replacements, I see that happening first as like a proof of concept. However, when you're looking at things like motherboard repair and you need hand tools like this is the thermal imager, and this will actually see where there's a short on the board itself, for things like this, it's going to be very challenging because there is going to be a form of intelligence that they'll need to do versus maybe a robot will be looking at shorts and start swapping out all the shorts. So there's going to be some type of intelligence, some type of adaptability. And like we see with automation lot on cars right now, there's still humans, there's still people that are working with robots to get done. So I see that as sort of like the buffer. There's going to be, just supervisors, almost like you hear with Amazon and the depots that they work with, but there's going to be people that are ensuring that, they're not essentially going on and on and on in the wrong direction. So in terms of motherboard repair, I feel like it's still going to be a long industry where people are still needed, techs are still needed. So if you're looking at the field of motherboard repairs, I would still work with that. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a long industry in terms of motherboard repair. So enjoy that. All right, thank you for watching. We'll speak to you next time. Take care.